Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you. Have, how many of you have been to SM North?
Me.
All of us, right? Thank you, Kuya. Thank you for brought us to SM North. He's not only brought us to SM North, but he also teaches us how to go to SM North. We have from our school. To we have many options to go to SM North. Tricycle, jeepney, UV Express, um, taxi, Grab, or walk. We can walk. Um, my last time to go to SM North was by UV Express. In the first minutes, just only me on the van, so I was very comfortable. And the traffic outside is not traffic jam; it's very good. And I began thinking about my shopping day. It was pink. Uh, Unfortunately, 5 minutes later, somebody get in the bus. Actually, a lot of people get in the van, and the traffic outside was very terrible. So I turned to be exhausted. I imagined my shopping day would be very boring, and I did not want to do it anymore. I just want to come home. Um, Many things, something like that, frequently happen in my life. When everything went smoothly, I loved my life, and I drew a perfect big picture for the rest of my life. But when I got stuck in somewhere, I thought that my life was finished at that time. But sometimes the problem was very small, such as I lost my key, I forgot a phone charge, um, or failed in some subject. That problem could not kill me, but I did want to kill myself at that time. It was crazy, wasn't it? And when I have problems, I, as a result of it, uh, I was feel stressed, and when I was stressed, I had more problem. So I was I was trapped in it because life always have problems, always have challenges. So what did I do to overcome that? Today I would like to share with you two pieces of news. One of them is good news, and another one is bad news. The bad news is we cannot keep trouble far from us. It's always there. I don't know why it's very small. But fortunately, the good news is even when we cannot keep the trouble far from us, we can keep ourselves far from troubles or fates. Yeah. To make it happen, the first thing we should always remember is life always have challenges. It's not challenge, it's challenges. So don't be surprised. The second thing we should know is where the challenge come from and why. According to the Bible, challenges come from God. Galatians 2:20 said, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good. All things include challenges. If we turn back to Jeremiah 29:11, the Lord said, for I know the plans I have for you, declared the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. God said this when Israel was exiled. They were in huge troubles. They lost their house, their country, and they become slaves. But God said, I know the plans I have for you. He knows. And it's not harm, but it gives them hope and a future. Some people say that the God in the Old Testament is the God of punishment because they focus on these troubles instead of believing the loving God. Yes, God lets the troubles come, but God also had a good plans behind that. I myself this experience the same something like that in my own life. 1 year ago, I failed in EBT test. That's why I stand here today. And I felt very bad. I condemned myself and I thought that I have no value. I was immersed in anxiety. But now, 1 year later, I'm immersed in hope and I see a future. I praise the Lord because He let me fail to let me hope. If 1 year ago, when I failed in EBT test, I put myself in place as today and look back on that problem, I would not be upset like that. Of course, I would be sad, but I would not want to die because of that. Are you agree with me? And it is a tip I want to share with you today. I call that method 10, 10, 10. When we have a problem, instead of considering how that circumstantial affect our life right now, we should consider how that problem affect us after 10 days. And we will see that after 10 days, we will not suffer from that problem as much as right now. For example, getting an F is terrible, right? But after 10 days, the suffering become little, and we are trying to pass the exam again. And if we think about 10 months later, the suffering is gone, and we are happy with new things. If we are thinking about 10 years later, we almost totally forget it. We forget the F we got. We only remember who gave it. So don't always rely on your emotion, because people usually put themselves on the trouble and look to the future. When we do that, we will see the future in the future, in the bright future with many troubles and anxiety. It could be financial problem, marriage problem, family problem, or study problem. So why don't we put ourselves in the future and look back to the problem? The way to SM North always has traffic jams. In the same way, life always had challenges. But life is 10% what happened to you and 90% how you respond to it. Do you remember it? Yes. If we know that challenges come from God, and as a Christian, we should believe in His plan. But if our emotions still unstable when the challenges come, even when our mind is faithful, we can use method 10, 10, 10 to treat our heart. So I wish you will have a joyful life in ICSL. Thank you.